Hey folks, it's another Q&A. Got a lot of questions to go over, so let's do this.
Hi folks, I'm Matt, and welcome to my monthly update. Well, there's a lot to cover and not that much time.
Didn't hit play there. That was kind of wild. I'm looking over my questions here. Bernardo says, what was my live reenactment of my reaction to the last package of board games? Probably this, except nerdier. Aqua Mosquito says, what is your favorite Jedi Apprentice book? Probably the first one. I don't really know because that was the one that kind of took me by surprise on how good the whole series was. Do the post-Empire Marvel issues clash with the Dark Horse material and Shadows of the Empire? Not really. Not really. When you think about it, not really. It's a big galaxy. The Empire was splintered. I don't see any big contradictions or any problems. Like I said in my reviews, where they find time to go to the bathroom, right? That's the only thing you need to worry about. And then his third question is, what's my favorite prequel era book? Probably Kenobi. Let's see. Jedi Acolyte. What do you think happened to the characters from Crimson Empire going to the Legacy era, considering we don't know their fates? Yeah, you know what? You say Kirk could have died in the Vong War or survived to help kickstart the failed dynasty. Yeah. I mean, there's another missed opportunity. Now, that was Crimson Empire was Randy Stradley's baby. So, but again, that's another great character we didn't get to hear much of after, well, we didn't get to hear it all after Crimson Empire 3. Kind of like Kotor, underused, or just not picked up again. I really wish the comic books and the books would have worked together more. They kind of respected each other and stayed out of each other's areas. But if they would have done more to blend the books, like Tales the Jedi and Kevin J. Anderson, the Jedi Academy trilogy did a good job of that. You know, he set up Exar Kun and then brought him into the series with Jedi Academy series. I like that. I wish they would do more of that, but they never did, and I don't know why. I heard Randy Stradley didn't want to work with Del Rey when he found out he wasn't getting all the the New Jedi Order books. But that's a shame. This is probably a question more for Brian Board, but whatever happened to the EU movement or billboard thing dealing with the billboard was successful. We got funded and under 30 days and went for 6.5 months. Mind Flayer, would you consider reviewing the Savant card game? Already did last year. Already did. Let me see. For Daniel Bills, for your monthly Q&A, do you have the Jumanji board game? Yes, my wife does. She bought one of those mini ones from Target. We haven't played it yet. It's sitting right there. Looking at it right now. Michael says, what are your top 5 TV shows to watch on both Netflix or Disney Plus? I don't really, nothing. Right now I'm just watching Babylon 5, which I think is really good. Plowing through season 3, almost finished with season 3 now. What's your favorite monster action movie production? Don't know. I watched Monster Hunter last week or so. It sucked. It's awful. Top 5 horror shows. Don't really know many horror shows. Haven't really watched that many. So don't really watch them. Top 5. You're asking a bunch of Saturday morning Santa Flange questions here. Top 5 video game movie releases. Never got into video games. Mortal Kombat from the 90s. I mean, that didn't play many video games, so not really interested in that. Top 5 Marvel Star Wars Legends Epic Collection comic book series. Well, since I don't get them, since I've got the individual issues, I wouldn't know. But I'm glad that Marvel is making those. You also asked about the Russian Tsar Bomba versus the Star Wars World Nuclear Devastator. I don't know what a World Nuclear Devastator is, but if you're talking about the World Devastators from Dark Empire, I'd go with those. Favorite Star Wars manga book or an anime collection? Never liked the Star Wars manga, to be honest. And top 5 favorite popular stars on sports networks. Don't really have a favorite sports guy or girl anymore. My favorite ball player, the last one I had, was Mike Piazza for the Mets. Loved him. Siberian Dream asks a ton of questions and gives a lot of dialogue here. I'll do my best to answer these. What do you think the Mandalorian's numbers are going to be when it resumes? Don't care. Never watched it in the first place. What would be the movement's next plan? Well, the not really looking into skywriting. That is way too much for skywriting. We could almost buy commercials on Disney Channel for that amount. So that's out of the question for sure. And remember, I've already answered that question several times. So probably do something simple like a Rebel raid at first. Even though I'll be honest, Brian and Dylan and I did talk about a few things last night. But we got to wait till all the Gina Carano stuff tampers down, because that's everything that's on the fans' minds, and on Lucasfilm is dealing with that. So they're not going to hear EU fans right now. Whatever went on with Gina is the thing that's just kind of eating up everyone's time. I mean, everyone's noise. That's the big noise bringer there. And I understand why fans will be upset, but there's more fans upset by that than want Legends right now. You signed on to Amazon Smile. I remember you saying that. Thank you very much. Every little bit counts. How do you explain the contradiction in Coruscant's appearance prior to episode 1 when it still hadn't have an ending? Well, I don't know of a contradiction there. It's nothing like that. Well, I mean, if Coruscant is nothing like Tales of the Golden Age and Tales of the Sith and Dark Empire, I don't see that. I don't see that. If it looks different, that's the millennia in between the comic books and the real one. So I don't really see. It's a big city planet, you know. So I don't see that at all. Wait, who I think should be? I don't see a question there. All right, hold on. What do I think about Kirk's death? I actually like Kirk's death in Star Trek Generations. So did William Shatner at first. And then when he realized, oh, I can't come back, he wasn't ready to kill off his character. He thought he was. And then after the fact, he wanted back in. Leonard Nimoy was fine with killing off Spock in Wrath of Khan, and he was going to walk away for good. The only thing that brought him back was the promise to sit in the director's chair, which he always wanted to do. He wanted to be a director. And so they gave him the director's chair, which is how he got back. But he in his autobiography was ready to get rid of Spock. William Shatner was not. He thought he was, but then felt like, you know, they brought him back in that Star Trek novel. I can't remember. I almost bought it for a while because I was still kind of interested in Star Trek back then. But I didn't. But I heard it was pretty good. But then Kirk he really liked that book, and he really wanted to bring the captain back. And no one's wanted to do that since. I like the death in Star Trek Generations. I thought it was fine. What if the Ori invaded Star Wars Galaxy rather than the Vong? Star Wars Jedi would have wiped the face of the planet with the Ori. Wouldn't have been a competition. You have two comments about Babylon 5 in there that I do agree with. I think Jakar and Londo just great. I've been really enjoying them. And do I think Superman would die if he was hit by the Death Star laser? No, but I think it would hurt him pretty good. Do I think it'd be cool for Green Lantern to put up an energy barrier against it? I don't even think about crossovers like that. I really don't. Bruce does from Prince of the Universe. He's all about the multi-web crossovers and everything, and I am not. Was Yemna one of the Ewoks worshiping 3PO? No, he was in the hut with Princess Leia. It was a deleted scene for good reason. Let's see. Bonus question number 2. I like the idea of Jane and Zek. You've updated this since I've last. I don't remember all this when I first read it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question. I don't understand it. Sorry. And then when will I get a chance to listen to the KOTOR 2 soundtrack? I want to, and I need to, and I had some time today. I should have, but I want to listen to all those video game soundtracks, because I bet they are awesome. Quinlan Voss asked a lot of great questions, and then we'll go to live ones. Let's see. Do I think we will ever put out an EU commercial for television? I mean, we thought about that. We laughed about it. It's $6,000 for a bunch of 30-second spots on the Disney Channel. That would be fun. But I don't know. It's something to think about, but I don't like commercials as much. Billboards, you can't fast forward through, right? They're there. You can see them. Commercials, you pre-recorded. I don't think commercial. There's a reason commercials cost cheap right now on cable, because no one's buying them, because no one watches them anymore. And so I just don't. I mean, it's cool to have an idea of a commercial, but I think it'd be less effective than a billboard. And I don't want to do a billboard right now either. I want to do something different. What do you think? One of the Mandalorian actresses leaving the cast is more proof that the EU held people together better. Well, I think George held everything together. George had the same. He had the same idea as Michael Jordan, in that Michael Jordan once famously said, "Republicans buy shoes too," so therefore he remains neutral. And I think George, for the most part, remained neutral. Obviously, he's a liberal. You can tell that from some of the dialogue in episode 3 against George Bush at the time, which is fine. But he held things together because he knew Republicans bought Star Wars too. And I think he kept that decency around. And then when he left, that's when everything went haywire and everything went downhill. But it was George. It was George keeping it together. That's why everyone says, "Oh, Matt, you called it. You called it years ago when Disney bought Star Wars. You knew they'd get rid of the EU." Yeah, I knew it was only George keeping it together. Favorite episode of Ewoks and Droids? I don't know yet, but I do want to watch through those series again. So that one I can't answer right now, Quinlan Boss. You said favorite character originally from Dave Filoni's Clone Wars. That's Cad Bane by far. I love Cad Bane. I think he was a cool idea, great character, crappy storylines every once in a while, but overall, pretty good character. Favorite Clone Wars show EU tie-in material? I mean, if it counts, was it No Mercy by Karen Travis? No Prisoners? What was it called? I can't remember. If that one counts, that's the one. That's actually my favorite Karen Travis novel, too. I think it's actually really good. Favorite picture book? I don't know. I don't know, man. An Ewok one, I guess. I don't know. What are some of the more obscure foods you enjoy eating that everyone else might not? I don't know, man. I'll tell you one thing I don't like eating that everyone does: watermelon. I hate watermelon. I hate watermelon. I hate cantaloupe, and I hate honeydew. I hate them. I cannot stand melons. That's about the only thing I really hate, unless you're like looking at kimchi or something weird like that we don't have that much. But probably melons is the thing I don't like. I don't have my own little special dish. I'll tell you this: my roommate, I had a chef roommate who he used to make nachos. I can't eat, to this day, I can't eat Doritos Ranch nachos. I can't. The smell of it makes me sick. That's all this dude ever ate. He still cooks this. He's a great chef. He still cooks this today. It's ranch Doritos with ranch dressing, with nacho cheese, with jalapenos, with sriracha sauce on top of that. And then he cooks that sucker in the microwave. And then eats it. It smells awful. And I just remember ever since then, I can never eat ranch Doritos. To this day, I've never had ranch Doritos since I was in college. That's been several decades. I cannot. Oh, the smell of it just makes me sick. When we buy those little snack bags, the ranch Doritos, I'm like, you better eat these or I'm throwing them away. I have thrown them away. I will not even have them. Ugh. Let me see. Obscure things that I've made. I made one thing. My sister's a baker. She has a bakery, almost 2. She's opening her second one. And I had her come over and not help me, but I wanted her to show me how to do things, but not help me because I want to do it by myself. She could tell me. And I made pumpkin puffs, I called them. They're like cream puffs, but with pumpkin pudding filling and dark chocolate on top. Now, my sister thought this was a horrible idea, but she didn't say anything. She tried one, and then she loved it and said, "This is great." She went, "Matt, I didn't even think this would taste good because the way you were describing it." She's like, "How did you know this worked?" I went, "I don't know. I just felt like that'd be a cool idea." So I remember I brought those for Thanksgiving because I wanted to make something for Thanksgiving. I did. They were a hit. I actually went up and made more and then brought them to my buddy who's the chef. He had come in to, he now makes sausage. He worked for a butcher for a little while. Now he's working for a sausage maker. And he was grilling some sausage. And I brought the cream puffs. He thought my sister had made them. He loved them. He was shocked it was me. So that's one thing I made that was pretty cool. I don't cook that much just because I hate all the time it takes into it. But I wish I was better at it. All right. Let's see. How many hours do you devote to your channel per week? I mean, if you break it down on a month, 1 hour, but basically probably 15 hours for 2 weeks and then almost 0 time the next 2 weeks. I go really heavy for 2 weeks and then let it sit on autopilot for a little while. But yeah, it's almost like a little part-time job. You know, it's fun to do though. It's a hobby. So I like doing it. I'll be honest, when I'm done with the EU, I am going to tone down some of the videos though. Woo! It's been tough. Favorite series you do on your channel? I don't know, man. I really enjoy them all. I love board games. I love talking about the EU. I love a more civilized age. I really look forward to everyone. The live Q&As have 0 setup, so maybe this one, because it takes 0 time to put it together. What Comic Cons will I be in 2021 attending? Let me skip that one because I want to get back on it. And will I be watching MCU TV series when they come out? I am only watching WandaVision because my wife wanted to watch it, but I'll admit it's pretty good. What Comic Cons in 2021? None, because none are available. The only people that haven't canceled right now, to my knowledge, are the ones in October, November. The one I wanted to go in Dallas that was going to go in May, canceled in January. And last year they held out till April before they canceled. But if they would have held out just a few more months, as you know, Dallas is 100%, you know, no mask and everything. They could have held it if they would have just held on till March, for crying out loud. But they didn't. They canceled early. So that's a shame. That was the place I wanted to go. It doesn't look like many other people are budging except for my home state, Mississippi. Woo, 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 woo. In Louisiana, we are still under harsh rules and mask mandates, even though we have less cases than Texas and Mississippi. It's because our governor's a Democrat and he'd rather toe the company line than let Louisiana's economy recover. And that's bad because ever since the president got rid of the pipeline, we lost tens of thousands of jobs here in Louisiana. And I'll be honest, this Democrat's been running in a Republican state. He's been winning for the past 2 elections. He's cooked now. He's enjoying his last years in office, and I think he knows that because all the people who are in the middle, we're leaving him. I somewhat regret not voting for the dirtbag Republican. I somewhat regret that. But honestly, the Republicans can have a big thief, and they've had big, you know, thieves run for the past two elections, but they can have another one run, and that person will automatically win now. That's how bad our governor has done during this pandemic. Don't get me started on that. All right, let's see. Hey, what's going on here? Close it out. There we go. All right, let's go to the, whoa, hey, everyone. Let's see. Waffle Bird, I'm doing great. Love the shirt. Yeah, do you know what this is from? Do you know the shirt? Thanks. I love it. Do you have a favorite Wheel of Time cover? Holy cow. I like Memory of Light. I like The Fires of Heaven. That's a good one too. I don't know. I have to see a few more. Towers of Midnight. Almost done with season 4 of Clone Wars. Oh, all right, Rob. Hope you're having fun. Besides the Hutts, who else could potentially be a new menace? Okay, because you heard me talk about the Hutts. Oh, by the way, Golden Ewok. The Golden Ewok, because the Ewok battle wagon won, and he's moving all the way. I'm wearing the gold. That's a lucky Golden Ewok. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it till the tournament's over. All right, or at least the whole month of March. I'm wearing my little Golden Ewok. Good luck charm. Besides the Hutts, I mean, you know, I talked to Troy Denning. I don't know if you saw this video. I talked to Troy Denning, and he said he wanted to make the Anzati a hidden threat, and I thought that was really cool because Anzati are really they're really interesting, and that'd be a cool idea. So maybe the Anzati, maybe, even though I don't buy it as much. Let me think about this. If I could have someone else, I would have. Have we ever discovered what the Nagai did from the Marvel comic books? They kind of disappeared, right? They kind of got beat, and I can't remember what happened to them. That'd be interesting. No, didn't the Vong wipe them out? Did I read that in a supplemental novel? I mean, a supplemental book? I can't remember. I guess the Anxiety, since I can't think of anything else. Hey, you know what, Snoopy? My buddy Benjamin loved. At first he thought cereal. What the heck? And then he came to me, he sat down, he went, I can't believe what a great topic this is. I said, I know, right? He went, no. I said, he said, how did you come up with this? This is great. I went, I know. And so we had a lot of fun. He's coming over tomorrow. We're going to do 2 more. One on Cub Scout, Boy Scout memories, and then grade school memories. All right. And it's kind of weird because I have a lot of college memories with him, but he didn't want to talk about those. Even though he was great around in the college days. That's when we met. When, I may have been right out of college when we met. I probably was done with college when we met. But he was great. He was tons of fun. He was someone who you always went by his house, and all hours of the night he had something going on usually. He probably still does. He's a popular guy. Who do you think Ben Skywalker ended up marrying for Kate Skywalker? I mean, Vistari. I was always a fan of Vistari. So Vistari Ben was what I liked. Oh, wow. Rob D. finishes collecting. That's awesome. Please do a top 5 EU books. Yeah, I'll do that, Super Watto. Once I'm done with everything, I want to do a top 5. I'll do a top 10 books. I'll do maybe top 20 even. I think I do that. I'll do top 10 worst books. I'll do top 5 comic books. I'll do top 5 children's books. I'll do top 5 books or comic books that I was completely wrong about. I'm thinking that may be a more civilized age topic though, because there's been some mainly comic books, but there's been some things that I've been dead wrong. When it came out, I was like, oh, it's gonna be crap. And it actually turned out to be really good. Wafflebird, as you know, I have been watching WandaVision. I do think it's good. Matt's favorite person in sports is Nick Saban. Boo. You saw the live reaction, Bernardo. Thoughts on the Jebby, a weird sentient species from the Legends canon design and alien contest. You know what? I do not know them. I'll have to check that out, Quillen. Oh no, I don't have my phone on me, Bernardo. I'm sorry. I did not get your text. If you sent it in the past hour or so, because I was with the girls and I don't know where my phone is. I'm really bad at that. I'm some guy I can go the whole day without looking at my phone. So I forget my phone quite often. Yes, it is the Golden Ewok. Yes, it is. That's great. Have I seen Animal House? Yes, but it was a long time ago and I don't recall it. What are your moments in the Star Wars EU that made you cry? Braden, the closest thing, and I said this in my review, Iron Fist. It was the death of Tom Fannin. That hit me hard. That to me is the saddest EU death. And people will disagree with me all day, and that's fine because it just to each his own. But that one just, that choked me up. Oh, I hated it. Oh, okay. So here it is. Timothy Zahn was told one thing, and then George went back and changed it later. So there you go. If that's what you mean. Because Zahn got questioned about that, and he said, hey, George told me this. Same thing with the Clone Wars. George said it happened 10 years ago. He told Timothy Zahn that, and then changed his mind. That's why you have that awkward moment of Cornhorn's lineage in I, Jedi, when I guess his grandfather had a kid at 10 years old. Yeah, I'll do a top 5 favorite comic books. We'll do that. Woo, a yard sale cleaned up on someone's collection. That's great. I don't know. I don't know. Don't really know. Don't really keep up with. It's hard to see what's canon. You know. Probably the West End Games. West End Games supplemental stuff that they kind of subletted out. Hey, Jamie. Good question. Haven't thought about that. I think let's do a story, even though it's been done with Darth Maul, that she hunts down Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan has another adventure on Tatooine to fight her off too. Let's do that. No. Even though Drew Carpenter said he'd be up for it, but no. Bareese Ophi, by far, Bareese. It was terrible, terrible depiction. I agree with that, Alana. Yeah, from that line. Yeah, I agree. I like his stories, to be honest, Aaron. I love his stories. I love Kevin Anderson's stories. I've always loved him. He's a really nice guy too. The first time I met him, gave me a free book, his Saga of the Seven Sons, which I read. It's good. Yeah, I remember Dark Trooper, Dark Saber. Dark Saber's a great book. Is it his best? I don't know. A lot of people say it's his best. Could be. Yeah, probably. Is there a contradiction as far as when Luke tells everyone about Anakin? I don't think so. I don't believe so. No. Oh, hey, yeah. Your video, you took it down after I watched it, I guess. Yeah. So Tyler, thank you, Tyler. First off, Tyler sent a video, which is awesome to see Tyler. He sent me a video, asked me a question, and he was kind of clarifying the. Hey, what is this doing in here? He was kind of clarifying the question about, do I think the expanded universe did the whatever it was, I don't remember the actual title, but it is, do you think the new canon is setting up a way for the old canon to exist, like in an alternate universe? Okay, I'm going to be honest with you, Tyler. I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, I haven't seen this, and all I know is what I've been told. But Joe Bongiorno from StarWarsTimeline.net, a good friend of mine, he swears up and down the same thing you're telling me. He thinks it is. He is very excited by that prospect, and he thinks that's what they're doing. He gave several other things to me about it. We talked about this a month or so ago. If this is an episode or something that came out recently or a couple months ago, that's when we talked about it. But he was really excited about that. He thinks that is a grand possibility. I am a doubting Thomas. Okay, I'm a negative Nancy on that because I don't believe that. However, he does agree with you wholeheartedly. And I like Joe. I mean, that's fine. I mean, okay, so then your other question was, if they did that, would I accept it? Would I accept that there's two alternate universes, legends, and the new canon and everything? And everyone asked this question: would I then read new canon? No, I won't. I won't read new canon, just because it doesn't interest me. I don't care if other people do it. It's just not for me. But I see what you mean. And you're not the only one that feels that way. A lot of people are hopeful that way. And yeah, I mean, if that's a way to bring new legends in, get more legends books and legend stories out there, I'm up 1,000% for it. I just don't see them doing it. I just don't see them doing it. Now, that's just me, though. Like I said, there's people who definitely take your opinion and that I respect and everything. And so could be either way. Since this is a super chat, I'm going to leave it up. Thank you for your question. What do I think is the most underrated EU story? I want to say we did a more civilized age on this. Underrated mean it doesn't get as much love as it I mean, for me, Black Fleet Crisis, but a lot of people hate Black Fleet Crisis, but I absolutely adore it. I'm trying to think of another one that I think is good. I don't know. That's a hard question. MedStar. Clone Wars, man, that's the best Clone Wars story I've ever read. The duology there. In the Bantam era, I mean, for me, Children of the Jedi, but you could say New Rebellion too. Oh, I said Black Fleet Crisis from the Bantam era. Del Rey era. I mean, pretty much everything's highlighted there. Looking at my shelf, by the way. I'm not just looking at it to oblivion. Let's see. Cobra Kai question. When you watch the series, you see any connections to the EU characters? For example, Johnny's somewhat like a Kip. No, I've never thought about that, but that's funny. Cody says, Legacy of the Force or Fate of the Jedi? Probably Legacy of the Force. Probably Legacy of the Force. I enjoy Fate of the Jedi. Obviously, I'm going to be finishing up this month. But probably Fate of the Jedi. To someone, thank you, Curtis. Curtis says, my hair looks great. It doesn't, but thank you. Let's see. Gwendolyn Voss. Did you watch Star Wars SC-138, the reimagining? No, I did not watch Star Wars SC-138. No. What time period in the EU is the safest to live in? Probably that gap of 10 years of peace between when did that start? When was it? When they had the clock and it had been so many years of peace and then they had to reset it when the war happened? I don't know, man. There's hardly a time. Well, after Crucible, right? So far, nothing's happened. Maybe so. Am I familiar with Ewok suicide bombers in the Empires at War video game? No, but that is hilarious. What time period in the EU would be? Oh, yeah, yes. I asked that. That's right. Darth Neal was Nagai. That is right. That is right. I remember that. I'm going through the Legacy comic books right now, and you know, prepping. Which, by the way, I need to do a ton of videos. I have no time this week, and I don't know when I'll be able to do it. It's just a busy, busy week and a busy month. But I have to start doing videos soon. What I think about Han and Lando dying together in the Falcon was destroying an easy. No, I think it would be, if I was to end it, it'd be Han Solo going down in flames with the Falcon. You know, maybe kamikaze him, but maybe he destroys something, but they hit him and it's you know, he crashes on the planet, but he doesn't survive. But the Millennium Falcon crashes too. That's how I always see it. Blaze of glory, baby. Darth Prime said between, you agree with me, Crucible and Legacy. That's funny. I did not know about the Wikipedia discussion threads. A lot of great legends polls and essays are extremely fun. Okay. Well, I may have to check it out. Thanks for telling me. Let me know. My most anticipated MCU movie? None of the above. None of the above. Not really interested. I mean, I'll watch them eventually, but it's not something I run out. We never rushed out to see them in theaters either. My wife is after, I can't remember, Captain Civil War. I think my wife kind of was like, and we've been tail spinning ever since. Like she'll watch them, but we're not as pumped as we used to be on it. So none of the new ones just caught my interest. Have you ever watched Dark Empire World Devastator animation Star Wars film? No, I have not. Oh, it's in the Star Wars Galaxy magazines, the Alien fan work. Okay. Top 5 emotional moments in the EU. That's a good one. I'll do a video. Braden, remind me of that when I'm done with the series. That's a good one. That's a good one. I could do that. Christopher Chance tries to guess my top 5 books. He's being sarcastic. Those are the ones I hate. I responded to Anakin Solo, Mara Jade's death is like, wow, but I didn't boo-hoo over it. I thought it was wow. Like I said, the only one that choked me up was Tom Fannin. Bristol, the board game, will be in for Bernardo. He is so excited about that game. It sounds awful. Someone has the plague. Got to throw him from the cart. I don't know. I hope you enjoy it. I know I'll look forward to your review in 2024. Colin says, I'm reading through the Clone Wars right now. What books do you think are worth reading and skipping? I'm conflicted. You should read the New Republic books, Rebel Commando books. Just because I hated them doesn't mean you'll hate them. A lot of people actually love those books, to be honest. A lot of people love those books. The ones I told you I thought were great were MedStar. I loved MedStar. But I hated Republic Commando. But you should read it anyway because you may like it. And you may say, Matt, what's wrong with this? I know someone, I can't remember what book it was. Someone commented on one of my videos, said, I just read this and then watched your review. Oh, it was Allegiance. He went, I loved Allegiance. I thought Allegiance was great. It's fantastic. I was like, okay, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. I am. You don't have to agree with me. That's fine. Shoot. I know someone who likes Dawn of the Jedi, and I know someone who likes Red Harvest. I know someone who likes Crystal Star. So, and they're not kidding either. So good, to each his own. What's the most pain I ever? I mean, it's pain. I mean, Braden, I mean, it's still Tom Fannin. I don't know what you're talking about. Still Tom Fannin. What are my thoughts on Rebel Commandos, the Nintendo Switch games? I've never played those. Yeah, I hear WandaVision's going to tie into Doctor Strange movies too. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let me go with this one. Okay, so how much cross-contamination are we willing to accept? Okay, here's the thing. They can, this is somewhat answering your question, they can always borrow from the EU. That's what they're going to do anyway. And I mean, people get upset, and I mean, yeah, it's a shadow of what the original character was. Who was it? John Ostrander goes, that's not Quinlan Voss in the book that they wrote with him in it. But I mean, they own the rights to it. They're going to pull it apart like a car at a junkyard, and that's just what they're going to do. But crossovers between universes, I'm not a big fan of that at all. I mean, maybe do it once and then leave it alone. I wouldn't want them hopping interdimensions back and forth. I think that'd be awful. But like I said, if it gets me new Legends, we'll see. No, I didn't. Just to let you know, I did not. I don't read any manga, so I can't really answer that one. Sorry. Ryan's a huge fan. He's a huge fan of it. That's right. You know, I thought about that, but I can't think of that many other villains that I thought were just awesome. It's hard for me to rank them. I mean, you have Thrawn would definitely be up there. Dala would be up there. Whoever it is from Splinter of the Mind's Eye, really liked him. The Vong are definitely up there, maybe number 1. I don't know. See, it's just hard to name. I mean, Darth Bane would definitely be up there. I don't know, it's just hard to name that many. Hard to think of those. Ben. It doesn't matter to me. Ben. I'll go with Ben. Maybe overrated. I don't know. His books are pretty good. Lockdown was really good. Shadowhunter's okay. He did pretty good. I don't think he's underrated. I wouldn't say he's underrated. So if I had to pick between the two, overrated, but not really. I think that he's just about right. You know what? I answered this a long time ago, but that's okay. The thing I've read the most, it's not a book. It kind of is. It's the Dark Strider campaign by West End Games. I poured through that millions of times. I'm just obsessed with that story. I think it's just so awesome. So that's probably the thing I've looked at myself the most, several times. I'm no joke. I'm interested in reading all through it again. I used to have notes. I used to have tons of Crazy Man notes on it too, and I can't find it because I put those with my Return to Endor novel that I can't find anywhere now. And I used to have notes on that stuff. I loved it. No, I haven't seen the Heir to the Empire animated YouTube series. Most overrated character in the EU? That's easy. Corran Horn. I'll piss a bunch of people off. You haven't subscribed to any of his channels that you personally watch his videos? Well, subscribe to save you from searching. Have I played the vintage board game Dungeon? No, I know what you're talking about, but I've never played it. I think Norm from the Board Game Museum has that one. He liked it. Yeah, Matthew loved Crystal Star. That's exactly right. Favorite Sith Lords? I don't know, man. Darth Caedus? I don't know. I mean, Darth Bane's good. Darth Sidious is good. I mean, there's a lot of great ones. That's a hard one. He said sarcastically. I'm kidding. I don't know. I don't know. That's a hard one too. I'll be honest, it's the Japanese covers. It's the Japanese cover. They had the best covers. They had the best covers. Those are so good. No, I think it's this. It's the Golden Ewok. It's the Golden Ewok, the good look charm. The Golden Ewok. Yasena Sara was a good one too. Yeah, she's a good one. She'd be in the top 10. Yeah, for sure. You know what? I hated that. I hated Maul in the Clone Wars. I hated it. Because George said he was dead, but then it was George's idea to bring him back. So, or from that comic book at least. Kevin J. Anderson. Other than that, Kathy Tyers. Kathy Tyers, I think, is underrated. I like Kathy. Kathy never took the easy way out. She always did something new and different, and I liked it. I liked it. We are going to read that. You're right. I think I already said this. Oh, Republic era. Well, no, MedStar's Republic era. I mean, it's Clone Wars, but hated it. Ooh. Yeah, y'all got some good ones. Yeah, I believe in that. What is my favorite version if I had to pick? Fate of the Jedi Corn Rocks New Jedi Order version was good too. I mean New Jedi Order, because I always say New Jedi Order if that's an answer. No, I wouldn't. I have no interest. Well, Vader's not expanding universe. Is that what we're talking about? I mean, yeah, and overall, of course, you got to pick Vader. He's iconic. Love Darth Talon. Can't wait to review those comic books. Ooh, really? He's okay. Is he underrated? That's an interesting one. That's an interesting pick there. Yeah, I've never read that, but I hear they're really good. You like Res Harvest? I'm kidding. I'll do my favorites, comic books and books later on. Exactly. You got it right there. Okay. No, he's good. I just that's kind of just a wild pick to say most underrated. That's interesting. You know, one that frustrates me, John Jackson Miller. He's written great comic books and great novels, and then he's written terrible comic books and terrible novels. The man is not consistent. It's weird though. When he's on, he's great. But when he's off, it's terrible, terrible, terrible. Look at that. I'm all caught up here. I'm reading your... Well, Anakin's death ticked a lot of people off back in the day. I remember one girl, she screamed and threw the book across the room and never picked it up again. Like stopped reading it star by star. It pissed a lot of people off. I don't know. That may... No. Star Wars fans were most ticked off about Chewbacca, by far. Chewbacca was the most outrage of a death. And to be honest, I'm going to say General... was it General Kraken? General... and Darksaber. Maydeen, who died. People got really mad about that. Really mad about that. More mad than Anakin. No one remembers this, but I mean, really angry. You don't kill a movie character off. That was a rule. And you think, was there that many fans? And then I'd say Anakin. And wait, people were really ticked off about Mara. But people were maybe more ticked off about Anakin. So... Exactly. I don't recall right now. You mean the two books that are coming out by Titan Publishing? I think the first one's coming out soon. Legends Collection or something, illustrated. I can't remember now. Sorry. Anyway, the Rocket Fire Explosion. Let me tell you. This is from old school Showbiz Pizzas, their animatronic show they used to do, and I used to love them. In fact, I have an album, no joke, I have a record album of Rocket Fire Explosion. We didn't have them in our town, small little town, Mississippi. But when I would go to visit my grandparents in Mobile, they had a Showbiz Pizza, and I love Showbiz. I picked Showbiz Pizza over Chuck E. Cheese any day back in the day. And the Rocket Fire Explosion were my jam. So when I saw this, I was like, I got to have a Rocket Fire Explosion shirt. Shut your mouth. See, but there's always someone who likes it. I see double questions popping up here. That's kind of weird because I've already answered some of these. Tom Fannin dying. Borskfila being annoying. Darth Crate's a good one. Hey, and don't worry, Quinlan Voss. I'll be talking a lot about him in the next couple months. So, yeah. But anyway, what was the other thing? There was another thing I was going to say, and I can't remember. I can't believe I'm caught up. Oh, yeah. Hey, voting. The polls are up. You can still vote for your EU vehicles of all time on theexpandeduniverse.com. We'll be doing our big reveals tomorrow. And we had one big upset in the polls already. Though looking at the polls right now, it doesn't look like we have any big upsets. Oh my goodness. These are all one-sided victories almost. There's one or two that are close. And the rest of them are blowouts just about. So yeah, go on the expandeduniverse.com. Make sure you vote for your favorite EU vehicle. And who knows? They may win. Remember, Ewok Battle Wagon all the way. I think it can safely make it to the Sweet 16, maybe even the Elite Eight. But you know what? No way, baby. We're going Final Four. We're going championship, and then we're winning it all. Ewok Battle Wagon all the way. There you go. Thank you, Red 5. See, Red 5 was standing by. Boom. Hello, Babs. Hello. Babs, I don't have any games. Well, I do. I lie. I got a ton of games. I bought the entire Imperial Assault lot. They don't make it anymore. Fantasy Flight lost the rights. So some guy, and a lot of it's out of print. So it's going to go up in value as whatever stock is out there. That's it. And I bought the whole collection for about half the cost. It just came in. I was looking at it last night. It looks great. I'll never have a chance to play it within the next month at least. I've got so many games right now that need to be played, and so many games on my list right now that need to be played. So trying to get the other games out of the way. It plays just like Descent, so it's not going to be hard to learn how to play. It's just finding the time, because there's a lot, because I got all the time stories too, and we're going to definitely play through those. A lot of big box games, got to play through those. I'm still trying to play through some of my collection in the meantime. So juggling all that means, well, maybe next week I'll have a moment to play some Imperial Assault. We'll see. If the missus likes playing it, because it does have R2-D2. And if I can get her to play R2-D2 versus the world, I think she may like it. I don't know. We'll see. If the missus plays, it's going to be awesome. Oh, I love Balance Point. Did a review on it. You can check it out, but I thought it was good. Bye, Quinlan. Exactly. I hope they do. Lance just voted. Let me. Who do I want to pull for it? Who do we want to upset? I mean, you're never going to upset the Ebon Hawk. That'd be funny. Do we want to upset? I mean, everyone's leading big time though. You want to take out the Jade's Fire? The Jade Shadow got knocked out in the first round. I think that'd be funny if Jade's Fire got knocked out in the first round against the TIE Crawler. It's not going to happen. But if people vote behind it, maybe so. I mean, maybe the Darksaber beats the TIE Defender. That would be a big one. That'd be big. There's your two upsets I'd like to see then. No, and you know what? We almost put the X1 Viper droid in there, but we decided against it. We decided against it. I like the X1 Viper droid, but someone else said no. Yeah, you know what? I was, but then I realized I have them all issues in chronological order as best I know how. The book would have to go somewhere in the middle and wouldn't be as chronological order. I mean, but the thing is, though, that's the best way to get them in print. So, yeah, I'm definitely happy they're doing it, though. Right on. Oh, you don't know. I mean, I think that's a close one. That's one of the close ones there. But you know, like I said, the you know, no one's going to want the Ebon Hawk to lose, and I understand why. But let me see. It would be funny if funny upsets would be definitely Jade's Fire, even though I don't think that would ever happen. Getting defeated by a TIE Crawler, that'd be great. And what else? I mean, Dark Saber beating a TIE Defender, that'd be funny. But I just don't see those happening unless everyone votes. Unless everyone votes that way, maybe we'll see. I do enjoy a good upset. I was really surprised that the Ewok Battle Wagon pulled it out. I mean, they only won by, I believe, 8 votes, so it could have been anyone's game. I thought in the last 2 hours or something before I closed the poll, I thought for sure Jade's shadow was going to come back. I was like, there's no way. But hey, you people rallied and you brought the Ewok Battle Wagon to the next round. I think it's great. TIE Crawler was really weird. Yay. Yeah. So it's fun. I'm glad we did vehicles. Vehicles is a fun one to do and something different. You know, so that's a good. At first we wanted I wanted alien species, but then I found out that that's not really the best one because you can't really all the alien species from the EU. There's not that many. There's not as many as you would think, or not as many memorable ones either. So that would be no good. That would be no good. So decided to go with this one, which is better. Ahsoka. I don't know. Stealth X has a great. Stealth X is good. I expect that one. That was one of my. By the way, my Final Four brackets busted when Jade's Shadow got out. I was like, oh no, how could I? That was one I picked for the going to the Final Four. So I was like, oh my gosh. So, but I picked Stealth X. I picked Ebon Hawk going all the way. And Brian, what did I say for the last poll? Did I say Outrider? I think I thought the Outrider would do well. I don't know. We'll see though. Yeah, we've done it for the past 2 years, past 3 years. Last year we did authors, and then the first year we did Star Wars EU characters. So next year, I have an idea. It'd be like I want 2 or 3 small polls, and we just do it that way because I have 2 awesome ideas for smaller polls. But if we did all that, I'd like to have one other mid-weight small poll, and so that's what I've got to come up with. But yeah, I love doing this. It's a lot of fun. Plus, what happens is basically me and Dylan just rank them the way we think, and the way we think is not the way you think, and that's how upsets happen. It's awesome. It's awesome. No, I believe it's just Titan Publishing knowing that Titan Publishing wanting to get money and somehow getting away with it. I don't think Lucasfilm understands yet how much of a moneymaker Legends is. Good question. Whoops. There it is. Yep. There's that one. Yep. I don't keep up with foreign affairs, but yeah, it is kind of hypocritical of Disney, isn't it? What do you think of Star Wars fans hanging on to him as a last hope? I think they're misguided. I don't agree with that. Well, see, we want to keep it EU-centric. We want to keep it EU-centric, if that was the case. And you could do planets, but are planets that interesting? I don't know. Vehicles we found very interesting. But I don't know. I have a year to think about it. Shut up. Well, that tells you how old I am. Hey, I'm sorry. I have got to cut this one short. I've got a very busy month, very busy week. Got a lot to do. And so, guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to cut this off at an hour here, a little bit over an hour. This has been a lot of fun, but I've got to get some videos recorded and everything. And this is one of the few nights I have open. But, guys, thank you so much. And I will see you later. Actually, check out the expandeduniverse.com. We'll be doing a results video, me, Dylan, and probably Brian. I think Brian's going to come. Maybe Spencer. Maybe Matthew. Matthew said probably not because he's a snob. But we're going to break down the winners bracket there. You'll see me a lot on the I'll be all over the expandeduniverse.com this month. And it's going to be a lot of fun. You don't want to miss it. All right, gang. I will see you guys later. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week.